Hi friends, Kelly Bhattacharjee here from freebiefindingmom.com, and I wanted to let you know that our Kick the Clutter Back to School Masterclass is open for enrollment. We have a great group of women who have already signed up to join us. It's going to be this Thursday, August the 4th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and if you can't join us on our live Zoom session, there will be a replay made available to you as well, of course. But I wanted to let you know that if you're feeling a little bit stressed out, overwhelmed with all the things that you have to do to get yourself, your family, and your home ready for back to school, I hope you join us in this masterclass. There's several things that you're going to learn in the masterclass that's going to make getting ready for back to school so much easier and less overwhelming and intimidating. So first and foremost, you're going to learn the 5 most important areas in your home to declutter to get it ready for back to school. Now, when you think of back to school, you may not inherently immediately think of getting your home ready for back to school and decluttering, but I'll tell you why it's so important that we get our homes ready for back to school is because, over the summer, a lot of times that we've gotten off our schedules and we've had more fun. And so we need to get our homes back into the routine and, add more organization back into our homes just to facilitate a smoother transition back into school. So for example, like I said, you're going to learn the 5 most important areas to get ready in your home for your kids to go back to school. I think a lot of times when we get overwhelmed with the thought of decluttering our house or even just getting our kids ready for back to school, the reason it's so overwhelming is because it just seems like this big, huge task that we have to do. But when you break it down into its simplest form, into the most important points, it becomes much less overwhelming and much easier to take on. And so in our masterclass, you're going to learn first and foremost those 5 most important areas to focus on in your house, getting those areas decluttered, getting them ready to go. Why is it important to declutter? Well, we saw this just in our Kick the Clutter challenge in July, is how good you feel afterwards. We talked about how our clutter affects us and in ways you may not even realize. It makes it more difficult for us to focus and to concentrate. It affects our mood, makes us more depressed when we have a lot of clutter, also makes us procrastinate more. There's a lot of negative side effects to having too much stuff in our homes that we don't need and we don't want. So when you can get rid of some of those items, it's just going to make things so much easier with you getting everything ready for back to school. You're going to have a lot of clarity about what you need to get done. And so I believe it's really important to start with getting your home ready. And when you get your home ready, you get your mind ready. Because I've said this before, that when you clear your house of clutter, you clear your mind as well. And I know a lot of you started to really experience that in our Kick the Clutter challenge in July, is how good you felt after you got rid of all that stuff that was really stressing you out. So now is a great time to get rid of some of these unwanted, unnecessary items in our homes as we're getting ready for back to school so that you can really start fresh and feel ready to take on a new school year. So you're going to learn, like I say, those 5 most important areas to focus in on for getting your home ready for back to school. And I'll share with you some tips and some hacks that's going to make it even easier to get those areas ready as well. You're also going to learn how to deal with paper clutter. Now, we all have it, and especially if you have kids that are in school, you definitely will have a lot of paper clutter. All those math worksheets, school papers, any sort of writing they do, all the artwork. We have so many papers that will be coming in our home during a school year. And so in our masterclass, you're going to learn simple but very effective ways on how to stay on top of that flow of papers and just handle them immediately so they don't really start to pile up and stress you out. So you'll learn that as well in our masterclass. You'll also learn how to stay motivated to declutter and get your home ready for back to school, even if you feel like you have no time or energy. And I mentioned briefly some of this in our challenge in July is, I'm a big advocate that decluttering doesn't have to be this huge, overwhelming task that we do for hours, on the weekend. Decluttering really needs to be something that we do each and every day. So just for 15 minutes a day, start to really build that decluttering habit. And like I mentioned before, I think a lot of times when we think of decluttering as really this huge, overwhelming task, is because we're thinking about it on a large scale. Oh, we have to get the garage decluttered, or oh, we have to get the kids ready for back to school. It's a really huge, overwhelming task. But when we focus in on what really needs to be done, taking it down into smaller chunks, I'm a big fan of breaking it down into getting yourself some easy wins, doing the same thing with getting your kids ready for back to school. Don't think of it as this huge overwhelming task. And that's one of the things you're going to gain in the masterclass. You're going to learn where to focus your energy and your time on. You're also going to create your own custom decluttering plan. I give you a 3-page printable that will really help you start to figure out where you need to focus your energy and your time on in order to get yourself and your home and your kids ready for back to school. So coming out of this masterclass, you're going to really be equipped with some helpful hacks that's going to make getting ready for back to school so much easier. You're going to know where you need to focus your time, and you're going to have a plan for yourself as well. So that's really key, is to break whatever it is that you're doing. If you're talking about, oh, I need to get maybe the kids' drawers and closets decluttered, focusing in, maybe today you don't feel like you can do the whole thing. Focus in on one drawer. Focus in on maybe just the dresser for your daughter, whatever it is. But we'll talk about some of that in the masterclass that's going to help you really break some of those large tasks down into more manageable tasks so that you can be consistently making progress. I mentioned it in our challenge, and I really subscribe to this belief that decluttering should not be something that you just do on a weekend or that you plan for. Doing it in 15-minute increments every single day makes it part of your lifestyle. And that's ultimately what you want to do. You want to start to feel prepared and organized for a new school year. And that's exactly what you can do when you just break it down into more manageable chunks. And we're going to help you do that in the masterclass. We're going to give you a game plan so that you know where to focus your time, where to focus your energy, and you feel ready going into a new school year. There's nothing worse than when you feel like you're headed to frantically buying supplies and, oh, I think I'm ready. No, you want to feel prepared. You want to feel ready to take on a new school year. And so you're going to learn all of that in the masterclass. And I've been working so much on the content. We're going to have a great time. It's packed with so much stuff. So if you have not signed up for our back to school decluttering masterclass, I highly recommend that you do it. Even if your kids don't start until September or later in August, that's perfectly fine, because you can still, you'll get the replays, you can watch it at your convenience, create your own custom decluttering plan. And the great thing is that if your kids don't go back to school for a while, you have a lot of time to make some huge progress. And like I said, you don't have to do this all in like, oh, I got to do an hour today or 2 hours tomorrow. Absolutely not. Think about it in terms of 15 minutes here and gradually be doing this each and every day. And then it doesn't become so overwhelming and intimidating, right? That's what decluttering shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this overwhelming thing that you then want to put off because you don't even know where to start. No, we break that down for you in the masterclass so you know exactly where to focus your energy, and you can do it gradually at your own pace. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you want to have a game plan to get your home and yourself ready for back to school, you want to start the school year feeling calm, feeling prepared, feeling organized, I highly recommend that you join our Kick the Clutter back to school masterclass. It's this Thursday. Like I said, if you can't join us live, you will have the replays available. Watch them at your convenience. Watch it, like I say, when maybe a week before your kids do go back to school, when you're going to be back in that mindset. But gain access to that replay right now and join us so that you do feel like you have a game plan and you know exactly what you need to get done, making it more manageable. That's exactly what we'll do in our masterclass. So take the overwhelm and the frustration out of getting ready for back to school and help you get ready in a more manageable way that, like I said, makes you feel like, oh, okay, this isn't that big of a deal. I can do a little bit each day, and then you feel prepared going into the school year. That's what I want for each and every one of you. So anyways, I'll drop the link here. I hope I see you in our masterclass. We've got a great group of women again. We're going to have a great time, make some huge progress in our homes, and like I say, most importantly, feel ready to start the school year and make some real progress on decluttering and getting rid of some of those things in our houses. Like I say, when you clear the clutter from your house, you really clear it from your mind as well. And you will feel so much better going into the school year and so much more prepared as well. So anyways, if you have any questions, drop them down here below. I'm happy to answer your questions. I hope I see you in our Kick the Clutter Back to School Masterclass this Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. See you guys then.